So the democratic transition, as it was explained to me by Gratan, and the way that we've been talking about it at the Congress, is basically what we're trying to do is find a way to network the Roma nation together. We are spread over 5 continents. As an American Roma, I feel very cut off from European Roma, Roma in Australia, Macedonia, wherever, And to be able to know that if there's trouble if a Rom is in trouble in the UK, or if a Rom is in trouble in Italy, that we can use the network to mobilize our people to go help, But also it would be a way for all of us to vote on issues as an overall community. So the idea, I believe it to be an idea of unity in the sense that we learn how to work together, right? Roma is very diverse. There is so many different types of Romani people, and some are more traditional, some are more contemporary, and you have French and Manouche and all this. And if we can find a way to work together, to lift and support each other, then we can vote on possible representation. And there's a lot of ways that this can be done. The details are still being worked out. One suggestion that I had could be if there is a community of Roma that perhaps doesn't have access to technology, they could elect one of the elders to be the contact person. So I could say, that elder could speak to someone. This is what we're voting on for the whole Roma nation. Do we want to yes? Do we want to no? And everyone could tell this representative, we're going to do this. Then that person can either meet with other representatives or just send in a vote through the network, and the vote will be tallied, and then we have an idea what the overall community thinks about an issue. How does the whole community want to move in what direction or another, democratically deciding as a group, as opposed to maybe a small percentage making a decision for the whole, right? And I think that's the simplest way to put it. But the network can be utilized for many things. And down the line, 5 years, maybe more, we have enough people that are in the network. We can then perhaps elect an official, like perhaps in this, like we might have elected an American delegate. And the American delegate goes to the Congress on behalf of the American Roma after, maybe we send, here's what we're going to vote on. And that delegate talks to the American Roma, how do we want to vote on this? Then the delegate will go to a Congress and say, well, the American Roma decided we wanted to vote yes on this, or we want to vote no on this. And then those votes can be collected and tallied, and very democratically we can make an informed decision that best serves the people. And from every location we can perhaps have a delegate. That might be 5 or 10 years. For now, it's a way that we can stay in contact with each other in times of crisis. If someone's in trouble in a camp in Italy, perhaps we can get people from Macedonia, we can get people from France, we can get people from Germany to come, take action, lend support to help stop the trouble, right? And I think that's the most attractive form of it to me. And these are the beginning steps. So for now, we want to gauge people's interest in becoming part of the network. And I said this at the Congress, we have to be willing to take a risk on ourselves and a risk on each other, because we've become stagnant. And we've become, I think it was said in the workshop, one of the words used was we became complacent. And I use the term institutionalized, in that we're used to things being hard, and to take a risk, to fight, to make it better, seems maybe scary or maybe impossible. But if we can trust ourselves, trust each other, take a risk, and fight, we can make an effort to improve it together, not individually, not one Bershera deciding for all of us. You know, you have a voice, I have a voice, you have a voice, right? I think that's important because this gives us political legitimacy. Political legitimacy means that the rest of the world will take us seriously as a nation. Piece together. For us how could it work to make legitimate policies? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. If perhaps at the Congress we say we're in crisis and we have made this declaration, right? Shall we elect a group of Roma to present that declaration to the European Union, to the United States government, to the royal family and the Parliament of the UK, for example? That group could be elected by the whole. And that group would then go as our dignitaries, our emissaries, and present this. Here is what the Roma people need to see happen, and will you be our ally? Can you agree that those of us living in your country have these rights? And they would take the fight right to the top of each country. That's what having political legitimacy means. The door opens and we can go in. Right now, the door is shut. We have no access to these higher authorities as dignitaries, as a nation. We just don't. Maybe we have a representative in the parliament of that government, but we would be our own government as diplomats. As diplomats going there, and that carries power. That carries clout, and clout is something that opens doors. Clout is something that gains respect, because then we are, instead of here and they are here, we are on the same level. The president of France, the delegate or the dignitary of the Roma nation, same level. And they can have a real conversation and come to terms, an agreement of how we can be treated in France or whatever country. That's what political legitimacy looks like in action. And we can get there, but we have to start somewhere. And the first place we start is, I trust you, you trust me, we have this network, and I get it. The Roma, we don't trust. The Roma, we do not want to be annexed, put on a list, watched. Yes, I get that, 100%. If we don't take this risk, our lives will always end like Kosovo. Will always end like something like that. It will always end bad until we can stand up and claim our autonomy and become a respected nation like any other.